Good morning. This is going to be fun. The builders have just arrived and they're going to be sawing and nailing and drilling next door. So, good morning. You can see me, you can hear me, everything's nice and clear. I think this is going to be a short one, actually. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. That's right, Song Surgery. Good morning, Jeff. You can hear me and you can see me on YouTube and Facebook. That's all we need to know. I must keep my attention on the job in hand here. Yes, excellent. Okay, let's close that. Right, good morning. Song Surgery, as I say here, with this fantastic graphic going behind my picture. Song Surgery's Tuesdays at 11 a.m. throughout lockdown, however long that may be. And I'm not going to rant and rave about lockdown, right? What can we say? That, you know, there's enough division in the world. So, yeah, there's enough division in the world. Right, so, big day in America today. Oof, God, okay, let's not go there either. Let's talk about the music. It's always about the music. It's always about the music for me, always. So, Space 3, which is available on the, it's available on Slide Away, Space 1 and Space 2. Space 3 is on the album Light, which is a reworking. It's a different version of Space 1 and 2. And let's go to the beginning. It all starts with a guitar riff, and this is, like so many of these things, to start with a very simple idea. And it's very much, it's a minimalistic, new age kind of thing. I didn't aim to make that kind of music. I just play music that I like, but it would come under that kind of category probably if anybody wanted to categorize it. And I wrote it in my flat in Abbey Road in London, and it starts with this guitar lick. It's very quiet. I know it's very quiet. It's supposed to be. Let's see what's happening. Amplitude 4, some frequencies, some boomy frequencies pulled out here. Got a bit of a compressor on there and a uni-vibe just ever so slightly. See, if I turn the uni-vibe off, it becomes a little bit flat, but with the uni-vibe on it. Okay, now that is that's doubled with a piano, playing exactly the same thing. And you couple that up. Okay, so that's basically the crux of the idea where it all started. Now we have Jim here playing brushes on the drums, recorded in the guest house in Airdrie near Glasgow. Very simple. Yeah, it's a forte of Jim's. The snare drum is the brushes on the snare drum is a 40 of Jim's. Now again, there's not an enormous, you see, it's just there's not a lot going on. Combine that with the bass. This is Kenny. These drums and bass went down simultaneously. It's a live recording. Yeah. And it's obviously Play it to a click. And so when you put all of this together, we have this. So that's the kernel of the idea. Organ. And there's this kind of space age thing. Looks like that's faded in, you see, I've faded that in. See? That arc there is a volume fade. And that would be, of course, reflected on the mixer here. See this one here? You'll see that fader come up. There you go. It comes up all by itself. So there we are. We're in. Right. Now, the main electric guitar melody on a Les Paul, of course. You want the clarity. And it's all this is double tracked sort of dobro, left and right playing exactly the same thing. So you put that together. Well, actually, let's listen to the guitar and the dobros together, and the dobros will be there. So on the dobros, what have we got? Bit of compression, of course. More than a bit of compression. And some brightness. Let's listen to that dobro without the EQ. Listen to this. So with the EQ, brightens it up and it takes some of the boominess. Because when you've got a bass guitar putting in the low end, you don't want low end on too many other instruments because they start to overlap each other. So you take the low end out of instruments that aren't really low end instruments. You got the bass there and you got the dobro there. And you EQ this part out so that there's some separation. Now you see the cycle of the melody ends. I take this. So I've taken that space age sequence thing, space 1999 sound, out during the melody. And when the melody ends, well, when the melody's been round one cycle, it comes back in. Just a little bit, you see. And this is the thing about having Jim play it to the click. You see, because Jim's following that click, everything syncs up beautifully. Melody comes back in the Space 1999 sequence, goes out. Glad you like it. Oh, I'm pleased you like it. So let's just keep going and see what happens next. So it goes to A, goes from E to A. It's a complicated one, this. A whisper of lead guitar comes in there. Les Paul. What we've got, amplitude 4, bit of a compressor, that's all, and yeah, Fender Twin or Fender Superverb, whatever it is, and some compression. I wouldn't put compression on a distorted lead guitar, it's not necessary, but on a clean guitar like this, you see this meter will go back over. Yeah. So it levels out the quiet and the loud. That's the idea. For those of you who don't know, and plenty of you out there who do know, all of this here that I've just blacked out, all of this here are guitar solos. 3 guitar solos. I played 3 solos, and the bits in green are the bits that I kept, and the white bits are ditched because I didn't like them. So what you do is you silence it. You see that X? You click on the bit that you don't want to hear. So like this, you see. I can just mute that. So it is surgery in a way. You're cutting things up and you're silencing them. It's very much like brain surgery, isn't it? Cubase. I mean, I could easily go and do a brain operation this afternoon if I needed to, based on my ability to chop up 4-bar guitar solos. Notice, you've had this pulse going through this. It's been there all the way, you see. So now the sewing starts. With a bit of luck, you'll get an electric power tool out shortly, and you'll not be able to hear anything that I say. So that pulse there of all of that stuff that we established at the beginning of the song, because it's been there for so long, it kind of becomes subliminal. But when it stops like that, you notice something's changed. Now I've thought this for some time, that you can actually create the effect of adding something by taking it away. You remove something and it has the effect of having added something in a very, very, very surreal fashion. Something's changed, and you can add something and you'll get the feeling, oh, something's changed. But by removing something, you get the feeling that something's changed. So paradoxically, removal gives the impression of something being added. So if you kind of focus on this circular picking guitar and piano, when it disappears, this space, it creates this open space, and actually, nothing's changed. It's just those things have been removed. The piano and the guitar playing those picky things. Yeah. So if you listen to that with the lead guitar out. Just that circular thing stops. Kenny and Jim, great for this kind of stuff. A descending piano thing there. So let's have a look. There, it starts at the beginning. It looks really complicated for something that's actually very sparse and not got a lot happening in there. Now here we go to absolute nothing. I think Jim went on to the soft beaters with this. Yeah. I would most definitely put compression on an acoustic. Absolutely 100%. Any kind of instrument that has a lot of highs and lows, volume-wise, not just pitch-wise, a vocal is very, very, very much like that kind of thing. And I think what a compressor does is it doesn't make things sound like so you play a note hard and you play a note soft. When you put a compressor on it, it doesn't make them sound the same as far as the attack of how you've played it. All it does is levels the volume, so the loud one still sounds loud and the quiet one still sounds quiet, but the compressor's has leveled them up, but they're still, if it's set properly. But to David Walls, I would absolutely compress an acoustic. Absolutely. Okay, so we've dropped away to nothing. So it's literally a piano, a bass, guitar and drums and organ. So there's nothing there. Space. So it's called, well, it's more than one reason for it to be called space, but and then you have this, goes on, space. Nothing's happening in this gap. There's a couple of little piano chords in there. Oof. And we've gone to the Strat. We've gone stratified. So again, a change, because we've established the sound of the Les Paul from the we've established the sound of the Les Paul, and then so when the Strat takes over from the Les Paul, again, all these white bits in here are the bits that I've ditched. All those white bits are ditched. The major third of the B being the major seventh of the E, E minor scale. It really, really is a nice, it's a deep hole. Or related to the harmonic minor of E. So you see you've got the B chord, and the major third of the B. Hang on. So B7. If you put the G in, which is the augmented 5 of B, so we're playing an E, then we go to A minor, then we go to E minor, then we go to B. Okay, if you augment the 5th, what you've got is you've got an E flat, and that G, the augmented 5th, gives you the opportunity to use the harmonic minor. And then when you go to the A minor, this is the A for the Americans who don't understand my accent, that, so you got this, you got the, see that E flat in the B goes to the E in the A. It's a beautiful change. Bold as the hills. And you see, you emphasize those in your soloing. I say this in my guitar lessons all the time. It's the moment that the chord changes is where the pot of gold is buried. Otherwise it's just a straight line that has no change. Let's have a listen. Let's have a listen to what's on that lead. Okay. So we've got a very little compression, amplitude 4, Fender compressor, copy of an Ibanez tube screamer with the tone way back and the drive on 0. So you see the amp is kind of on the verge of breaking up. If I just add that tube screamer with the drive on 0, it just reverb and delay from amplitude 4. I mean, Jim and Kenny are up doing nothing. Sorry about the sawing, folks. Hopefully it yeah. I mean, they've almost stopped playing. There's a little shaker coming there. Where's that? Where's the shaker? Here he is. Where is he? Where's that shaker? Is he in the drum folder? Yeah, there he is. Tiny, tiny shaker. What happens now? The piano line comes back in. No Les Paul this time. This is the Les Paul track. This is the Les Paul at the beginning. There's no Les Paul here, but what's happening now is the dobro has replaced the Les Paul just for a change. See, at the beginning the Les Paul's playing that. And rather than just copy and paste and keep going back to the same old thing, and also, see what the it's all about balance. It's all about balance. So the dobro here is playing the melody, and the piano is just playing that along with the Les Paul. So further down the line, the Les Paul's gone on this particular section, and the dobro is playing the picked Les Paul part. But what's happening now is to substitute where that dobro is playing the melody at the beginning, which now it's not because the dobro is playing the picking thing, the piano takes that melody. See this hill. That's that sequence part creeping back in. As that line goes up that hill, that's the volume of the sequencer coming back in. So you don't know what's happened. That's the plan. It's just there. It doesn't just start, bang, you know. It creeps up, and then you don't know it's there until it's gone. And now a little bit of a change. This Les Paul, the outro Les Paul. Where's it going? There it is. Has the IK Multimedia Leslie cabinet. Just ever so slightly. And that's it. Sorry about the noise, folks. It's not very often. So what have we got going on in what have we got going on? Okay, so frequency. This frequency EQ, you see this drop off here. I'm cutting 20 hertz off the low end. Just gets rid of the soup that you don't need. Gets rid of the lumps in the bottom end. That doesn't need to be a particularly. That's the Cubase EQ. See this green line dropping down here? That's just the subs being removed. Yeah, 24 hertz. You know, you can remove. You don't really need anything sophisticated to remove frequencies. It's at least when it's frequencies that you can't even hear below 20 hertz. It sounds great not being able to hear those frequencies. The Ultramarine Fairchild compressor. Absolutely glorious. Now, this is on the stereo out. Okay. So you see it's just going back. -1.5. It's just taking taking the lid off. Bus compression is a very subtle thing. You can screw things up with the bus compression, and I've certainly screwed things up with bus compression. In the past, I've made terrible errors by overdoing it, thinking, "Oh, that sounds great and punchy," but really, what you're doing is you're destroying it. So you just, like I would have the meter going all the way back like that when I was younger. That's great, it's compressed, but really you're destroying it. You just want it to take the very, very, very top end off, and it just brings the low ends up, brings the quieter parts up, and it brings the louder parts down, and it makes it a nice level. Just keeps everything nice and level. We also have on there, we have the Pultec. We have the Pultec EQ, and I'm just boosting 30 because it's nice, and I'm boosting 10 on the top. So if you take that off, it's a very, very, very small amount. It's a very small amount on those outputs. You might not hear them on computer speakers if you're listening on computer speakers, but that doesn't matter. And once again, I've got the room correction, which is switched off because you don't need to hear the room correction. Song surgeries Tuesday morning throughout lockdown at 11 a.m. If you would like to ask for a specific track, be sure to send me a postcard, drop me a line. Don't send me a postcard, it might have COVID on it. How we doing? Okay. Hope everybody's enjoyed that, and what I'll do is I'll do what I usually do, which is I'll play the song in its entirety now. It's a long ballady thing. Not a lot happens in it. It's minimalistic. I'm doing this one as it was a request. I've got to be honest, I probably wouldn't have done this one because, as you heard last time, I did a track called Wet Brain, and there's a lot going on in that, and really, maybe it is interesting for you to listen to how you compile a track or compose or produce a track with nothing going on in it. But I'm going to do a few more. I'm going to do a few more throughout lockdown, maybe, every Tuesday I intend to. Didn't do me live stream on Sunday night because I had a small technical problem, which is now corrected. A terrible schoolboy error, pathetic. But it affected me concentration. Okay, so let's listen to the song from the beginning, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll talk to you on the text a little bit. Thank you very much, Data, Mikhail, Mazzy Official 1504, Dave Wills, Nick Branston, Jamila Jula. Yeah, it's interesting. Why not? It's all music, I'm really there's 12 people watching. Great. Great. Right, let's play the track from the beginning and see how it all works. Okay. Yeah, it makes a change. Right. Get rid of me. And I'll mute this microphone in a moment. Oh, Bob's just arrived. Well, I'm almost finished. You're going to hear the entire track now. I suppose you can catch up on it. So I'm going to mute when I mute that mic. Let's go from the beginning. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you like it. You can buy this track from my Bandcamp page, or you can buy it directly from me in an MP3 folder. See you all again soon. I may well do the Sunday night stream that I abandoned on Sunday. I might do it on Thursday night as we go into lockdown. Fucking hell. I'm going to be watching the news from America today to see what happens in the election over there. It's going to be interesting. Right. Mute the mic. Start the track. Thank you very much. If you ask me any questions or have any comments in the comment section, I'll still be here and I'll answer through text. Here we go. Thank you, folks. Cheerio. So there you go. There you go, everybody. Hope that was good and interesting, and I'll see you all again Thursday. He's got it on loop. He's got it on loop. Okay, see you again Thursday night for a full guitar show, live show, the abandoned show from Sunday night, where I committed a schoolboy error in the production and threw me concentration off and lost interest, so I pulled the plug rather. So there you go. Yeah, mics can certainly do that. Right, I'm going to pull the plug. Thursday. See you then. Cheerio. Goodbye. Where's the microphone?